Hope y'all don't mind a little music. This is Warmap. Be advised we have additional choppers from the 160.
Hello there, Sir from 17 once again, bringing you the final video from my Homefront Guerilla difficulty video walkthrough. And this is the Golden Gate, and this is the second section of it. And right here, this is a pretty weird part, because what you've got to do is, you see the two arrows on the screen? They're currently asking me to kill two guys. I think they've got RPGs. And the best place to do it from is at the top of this ramp here, but be careful, because to the left of me, there is an avenue where the enemies can flank round and kill you. And the bastards for doing it, they're absolute bastards, but the best thing to do is just to stay up here. That's the avenue down there where they come from. And if they come from behind, you'll die before you know they're there, and there's not a lot you can do. But luckily enough, the checkpoint is super close, so you shouldn't lose that much progress. And once you've killed them both, you just have to continue assaulting the deck with your convoy. And that just means rushing up here, watching your corners, making sure you're always in adequate cover, and that you've got the guns that are going to be useful for you. So you'll notice I swapped out the standard ACR for one with the red dot sight, because I'm all about the red dot. And the only problem with this level, as you can see when I'm aiming, is your view gets kicked to fuck because everything's exploding, and it can make it very difficult to aim. And it's a good job this wasn't a live commentary, because I'm probably cursing at my TV right then when it's doing it, telling it to stop fucking shaking, because it irritates me to hell. I realise that it's pretty epic and it makes things look really exciting, but when you're trying to aim and the computer's aim is perfect, it can be just a little bit unfair. So just carry on up this bridge, and what you're going to see in a bit is when the objective on this bridge is to get to this platform so that you can turn the enemy weapons against them. And when I push towards the platform on my recording run, I get killed just before I get there. And then when I reload the checkpoint, I'm on the platform and there's no enemies. So it goes to show that this is one of those games where you can push a checkpoint, and even if you die, you will still be where you need to be. So it's going to be a little jarring on the video, guys, and that's the reason for it. So I thought I'd explain that before you get there. And for all those people that think that I do all this without dying, I've just shattered the illusion, but come on, seriously. Everybody dies in video games. I don't care how good you are. It's just programmed that way. But use the vehicles as cover and clean up all the guys that are trying to flank. The luxury of this section is they're not looking at you, so it makes it extremely easy. And you can just carry on pushing upwards. But this is literally the final push of the game, so if you've got any, you know, reservations, throw them out the window. This is it. This is everything. And just keep on moving forward. And it does get pretty hectic, so just, you know, keep your head down and try to fuck people up. Always remember to go prone when you're being shot. Always remember to pick up the guns that you work best with, because there's no point running around with the guns the game gives you if you don't like them, because, you know, it's just against efficiency, it's counterproductive. But what's going to happen is, as you push further on up here, you're actually going to get knocked off the deck by an explosion, and you have to run solo. And when you're running solo, there's an attack chopper that's going to try and kill you, and that attack chopper will kill you in 1 or 2 bullets, so you really need to hide from it. But I get a pretty good run on this recording, so you shouldn't have any trouble with it, and I can tell you exactly what you're supposed to do. Oh, and there you go. Knocked off the bridge, and it's coming down, but you somehow survive it. Nice cinematic. And right now, the first thing that will happen is, straight forward to your left, guys will spawn, and the chopper's going to be straight in front of you, so you need to move to the left behind that big spooled cable thing. And then if you pick off those guys over there, wait till the chopper stops firing, and then you can push upwards, so make sure everything's clear, and then you can continue. And the key to this is just taking it slow, and when the chopper turns up, make sure you're in cover, because if you're not, you're probably going to be seeing that checkpoint a lot. And these guys, for some reason, don't seem to be as eager to kill you as the ones on the bridge did, so you can take them out before they really give you any problem. And don't stand behind the wooden boards. Make sure you stand behind the steel corrugated there, that corrugated stuff, because if you don't, it'll be shot away and you'll probably die. But once that's been done, all you have to do is carry onwards. And this is the moment which almost convinced me that this development team's played Half-Life 2, because if anybody has, you'll recognise a section very similar to this from good old Half-Life. And there's a couple of guys over there, so clean them up with your long-range game before you push onwards. And what's going to happen now is where the arrow's pointing is a ladder, and at the top of the ladder is 2 of the turrets with the blue light for you to blow up. But be careful, because when you get up here there's like 4 dudes that will instantly spin round if you do anything and murder you very quickly. And what I do is I run into cover, I grenade the tower, and then I kill the dudes. And if you do it in that order, they don't take any real attention to you, and you can kill them before they know you're there. So straight away into this. Ooh, I got shot then. Shit, into that piece of cover, grenade that thing, and then just EQ way out and kill these guys. And you shouldn't have any problems. Just keep popping dudes and just be careful, cause this is one of those games where sometimes the enemies will be dumb bastards and other times they'll hit you quicker than Tom Berenger would have in his prime. So you've just gotta stay patient, stay accurate, stay on target. And my nose is running like a bitch, so I do apologise. Constantly ailed. Anyone would think I had AIDS with the way my immune system works. But obviously I'll have good AIDS, because, you know, there's nothing worse than bad AIDS. But once you've destroyed the first one, if you push around here, you can destroy the second one. And if your grenades miss, because the grenades on this game are fucking retarded, just use your noob tube, it's just as effective. And then this is the opportunity where all your buddies come back, and now you have to choose your weapons, and you're going to see a a pretty bad jump in the gameplay. And I don't know why this happens, because when I was recording I noticed it myself. My computer was lagging behind, and I think it's because of Norton. And what happens is, when this door opens up, there's a jump from me sitting behind a cone waiting for the door to open to me looking down the sights of a sniper rifle and shooting a dude. And for some reason my HDP VR slowed down a good 6 or 7 seconds with a lag behind the game itself, and it didn't record, it just jumped to accommodate, and you're going to see that in a few seconds. So it's the first time it's really done it to me. It did it to me when I was recording a film, but that's because that was so fucking long, and I can understand that because the memory usage is huge. But I don't know why it does it on this, and it's going to be a little jarring, so yeah, sorry about that, but what can you do, really? Not a lot. And that's the only problem when you're recording something of... I mean, there it is, did you see it? How bad was that? And that's the only problem when you record something of this size. These files are huge. If you're ever wanting to get into, you know, making video guides, it is a little bit more difficult than you'd think. It's not super hard. It's like all the people that say this is a job on YouTube, you know, the people that get paid and they say what they do is work. This ain't fucking work, guys. This is a privilege. I can't believe YouTube pays people to make videos like this. And if I one day become a part of that privileged elite, of those few people that get that, then that to me is a victory. And yeah, I don't understand that at all, but enough about that. But yeah, these files are really big, so it's one of those things where if your hardware isn't set up to take high, you know, gigabytes worth of data, then you're probably going to have problems recording. But what you should do on this section here is you should use this piece of concrete as cover and snipe as many dudes as you can. But just be really aware. I mean, look at that grenade nearly killed me then. You will get tagged from some ridiculous ranges, and there's not really much you can do about it because there's a lot of enemies, they're coming from a lot of different areas, and even though there's so much happening, they all seem to be shooting at you. And it's just a case of pushing up as slowly as you can, playing it as intelligent as possible, and just trying not to die, because the checkpoint is before the door opens, and it's a little bit frustrating unless you get up here. But the arrow directly in front of me is the platform that we need to get on top of. It's the objective of this level, and this is the area where if you push further enough, even if you die, you will spawn on that platform and you don't have to do all of this again. So you're going to see an example of that coming up. But I've swapped over to the light machine gun because anybody watching this guide who's just joined, I love the light machine guns on this game. I hate them on pretty much every other game. On here, the one-shot kills and they really work, so use them to your advantage. But right there is where I died, and that was where the checkpoint put me. So you'll notice I didn't even get that close to the platform, yet the checkpoints put me on here. So when you're doing this section, what you have to do is you have to defend the front flank. And the best way to do this is, I've found, is if you sit behind this trailer here. You can snipe tons of dudes and they will very rarely be able to hit you. And the reason for this is because you're just too far away, you're in too deep cover. And this is by no means the most honourable way to do this bit, because this is as cheesy as it gets. But it works, and I'm all about trying to show you the best ways, the safest ways possible to do the hardest parts of games. So hopefully anybody can do this. A fucking monkey can do this dribbling down a school bus, so you should be able to. And I spam a couple grenades out there, I go back to shooting these guys that seem to constantly spawn in them towers, and then in a while it's going to basically say you have to come and press a button, which is across there where those people are on our team. And once you do that, you've pretty much done the level. You get to control a predator drone, which fires a couple of missiles, which is kind of cool because it's the first time you do it in the game, and it's really fun. And then after that, there's an on-rails section shooting an enemy Goliath, which is kind of like the last boss, but it's not that difficult. Right now, I'm pushing up here because there's an intervention sniper rifle with a silencer, and I really like this sniper. I think it's cool. If you don't want to risk it and you don't want to get killed because they lit me up like a motherfucker when I was going up there, then just don't. Play defensive, keep killing dudes, and eventually this section will end. As soon as they say, come and press this button, that's when you've got to move your ass and you've got to finish the level. But just keep shooting people. This is it, this is your final stand, this is everything you've been working towards. It's time to coin it in. And there you go, we've just defended Hopper, he's set the thing up, now you have to run down the stairs and push the switch to control the drone.
Copy that. Scrambling fighters now.
And yeah, it isn't a bad game this. I can understand why a lot of the gaming sites have been giving it 7s because it's by no means a game that's gonna, you know, impress anybody the same kind of standards a Call of Duty would, the same kind of standards a Killzone would, what the fuck is up with me? The same kind of standards any game does that's a AAA title. This is one of those games that comes along that's perfectly adequate at what it does, and it's a fun enough ride while it lasts, and I'm sure the multiplayer's going to be pretty cool, so I'm going to be checking that out definitely after this and posting that on my site. But the next guide you're going to be expecting is either going to be Castlevania or Killzone 3, depending on how lucky I get. It could even be Crysis 2, because I get this feeling that I've got more chance of getting Crysis 2 than I have Killzone 3 from my rental service, which fucking sucks. It truly does. And right now, you have to run to get to this Humvee over here. Don't worry about any of the guys, they won't shoot you. And once you're inside here, it's just a one-on-one with the Goliath. And every time the screen says use countermeasures, press A, because if you don't, you're probably going to get fucked up in this bit. Because you drive forward, you take out that Hummer, you take out another Humvee, and then the Goliath turns up. And in the bottom right hand corner is your life, it's on green. As long as you can keep it above red, you should be fine. And you've pretty much beat the game now, so you get up here, there's going to be a lovely slow motion explosion as it busts through these doors. So there you go, there's the enemy Goliath, and just shoot it. And as soon as it says that, press A, and that will defend you from the missiles. Just keep shooting it as best you can. I'm not too sure if this is preset, because I don't think you can kill it before the end, because it knocks you off the bridge. So regardless of how well or how accurate you are when you shoot it, you should pretty much survive this every time, as long as you use your countermeasures. And yeah, this is the end of Homefront. So I hope you enjoyed the game. I truly do. I hope to see you online, and I hope you enjoyed the guide, because I had a lot of fun making it. And fingers crossed it'll do well on my channel and it'll help me grow, because that's what it's all about. And yeah, shoot this dude, you'll eventually kill him, he'll fall off the bridge and you're done. So as always, if you're new, please subscribe. I'm going to try and get as much content as I physically can. When May swings around the month, I'm going to be putting up so much content it's going to make my ass bleed from the stress. But hopefully by then my channel will have got a lot bigger and everybody will be roaring to watch some more gameplay. So as always, thank you for your time and you take care now.